Any second now. Welcome in to Ramie and Drew, episode 66. It says 65 down there on the bottom. Let me fix that real quick. Episode 66. I am Ramie Makloff. That is Drew Flaggy. We're a couple of Milwaukee comedians. We talk sports and whatever other bullshit might come to mind. It's an exciting time of year, Drew Flaggy. I don't know about you, but this is right up there with my favorite time of year right here. I don't know. We're getting into September. Baseball means stuff. It's almost football season. The air is getting a little crispy and cool. This is my favorite time of year, Drew Flaggy. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, my air conditioning is still on, so.
I had to turn mine on. It was hot up here in this room that I podcast from. My studio, which is just a bedroom that I have a laptop with a microphone and a camera plugged into it.
Yeah, I live on the second floor, too, so it's...
Heat rises.
Yeah.
Science. That's what the people come here for.
For the scientific analysis.
Yes.
Of
HVAC. Yeah, the scientific analysis of HVAC.
Why my condo is so hot in September.
It was hot today, and I thought it was nice and cool earlier in the day. And I thought that I was making dinner. Oh, I made a little veggie Thai curry, Drew. Oh, to die for. It was delicious.
I thought. Wait, no, that was Mondays. You were doing no meat Mondays, right?
Yeah, but yesterday was Labor Day, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah, grilling was happening over at my parents' house. But I thought I was
I've been picking up so many extra days at work that I lost track of what days are what. Like, I know yesterday was Wednesday, and I know Labor Day is a Monday, but today feels like a Wednesday for some reason.
That's been happening to me a lot because I don't have a regular work schedule. I've been getting a lot of run at 670 The Score. I want to thank them. Shout out and everybody who listened. It's pretty cool down there in Chicago, but it's like not a regular schedule. Like usually between that and my job at the Improv and whatever stand-up shows I might get, I'm busy like Wednesday through Sunday or Wednesday through Monday, and then Tuesdays are like today was like my Saturday. Like I slept in. I walked the dog. I worked out, had a good lunch. Like it was a very chill day for me. It felt very much like a Saturday for me.
Yeah, like I've been picking up so many extra days, which the money's nice, but I've been like just so tired and just I forget what day is what.
It is weird. It's weird when you don't have like a regular work schedule.
Yeah.
Like people don't care about anything.
Sunday I went to the gym and it felt like a Saturday.
Nice. I went to the gym. Brag. Real well done.
You just said you worked out. I go fucking 5 days a week. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I just work out here 5 days a week.
I've been trying to stop being a fat boy. Like
yeah, me too. That's why I had the veggie curry today. Look at us. We're a fit podcast. Look at us. Look at look at that.
Yesterday I ran into a guy. He was picking up an extra day at work that used to work downtown by me, and now he's out in the suburbs. And he asked me, he was like, "What'd you lose? Like 60 pounds?"
60.
That was like 31, but I was like, "Do you think I was that fat that I was like, you know what? Don't even answer that."
Yeah, dude, you don't have 60 pounds to lose. You'd be like. No, I don't think you have 60 to lose, dude. There's no way. You're a stout guy. Like you got like you're not. I don't think there's 60 pounds to lose. I don't believe it.
I'm slim thick.
Yeah, you're slim thick. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I'm slim thick.
Sure. Yeah, slim fit. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Before we get into the sports, and since we're already off to a bullshit start to this podcast, we talked about something a couple weeks ago on the podcast. And I hadn't seen Deadpool yet. Well, I have since we last spoke, Drew, and you were wrong. It was real good. Everybody out there, if you haven't seen it yet, don't let Drew stop you. He's just a wet blanket. He's just a party pooper. It's a very fun movie. It's very fun. Well done. Marvel is back on track with a Deadpool movie. You can put all your worries to rest about the whole Marvel franchise. Everything is fine. Deadpool and Wolverine to the rescue. It was great. It was funny. It was nonstop action. It sort of, it pokes fun at all the stuff that we talk about where Marvel went wrong. And
I thought Marvel. No, you've never said Marvel was wrong.
I never said that.
This is such a retroactive thing that all.
I've never said that. I've never said that.
You all do this where it's like, Doctor Strange 2 wasn't that bad. Oh, Thor 4 wasn't that bad. Oh, this
No,
wasn't
Thor
that
4 was terrible, and I said that from the jump. I don't really remember Doctor Strange 2, to be
Oh,
honest
that's
with
a
you.
problem. But it's like,
Yeah,
it's
probably.
hard on the movie that I didn't remember. But it's like nobody remembers any of these movies anymore. Like
I
everything.
don't remember arguing with you about Doctor Strange 2, though. Like I don't know that if I ever had a strong opinion about it. I don't love every Marvel movie. I just think that you get a little too crazy about some of them.
No, because so do they want us to take this fucking franchise seriously or not? It's an honest question.
It's comic books. I mean, to a degree. To a degree, you can take it seriously, but there's no need. There's no need to take it too seriously. And honestly, it's up to you, the individual, how seriously you want to take it.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish didn't suck. Why are all these movies made for kids not bad? You know, you can make things that are in a realm of like comic books and everything, and they don't have to suck also. And here's the big thing about the MCU that I'm going to keep going with. The whole point of the MCU is that it's an established world that has rules, and every movie keeps changing the rules over and over and over again. Do you remember the fucking Loki show that every one of you liked so much? The Loki show, where they had all this crap about incursions, and they had this thing about like, oh, if you had two of the same person in the same, like two of the same character in the same universe together, like two Doctor Stranges or two Tony Starks, it would cause an incursion and cause the world to implode. Well, guess what? At the end of Deadpool and Wolverine, there's now a Wolverine and an X-23 in the timeline they were meant to be saving, because it's 2024 at the end of that movie, and Logan takes place at the end of 2029, which would tell you that both Wolverines that are living in that timeline right now, not only should they have an incursion happening and ripping apart the reality, but both of them are going to die from the adamantium poisoning from the Logan movie. That now it's like they're both, the anchor beings are going to be done anyways. And the anchor being thing is a moronic thing to put into one person. So your anchor being could get hit by a car walking down the street, and then your universe is fucked. What a stupid concept. Oh, and also Deadpool, like he created his he didn't want to join the X-Men, but then he wanted to join the Avengers, and then he made his own team, X-Force. Oh, and why the fuck wasn't Cable in this movie? Why did they just write out Colossus, and why is Vanessa not even a character anymore? But
Colossus was in it. Colossus was in it.
He had one line.
He had a cameo because it wasn't about that.
What did it have to be about? Well, okay, so it's like it was all about like Deadpool's like, I have my family I care about. Cable has a pretty big vested interest in what happens in that universe, considering he came back in time to stop.
But you can always come back to that. There are plenty of movies where they jump back and forth, and characters aren't part of every one.
The meta reason for it is Kevin Feige.
I'm just talking about the movie itself. It was a good, fun, action-packed movie. There was very little wrong with it. I had very little issue with the movie itself.
No, so I'll tell you this. Like, this is the problem, because they establish all these rules we're supposed to take very seriously.
I don't take them that seriously.
But that's you. You're choosing not to.
Right.
People writing this shit are sitting there going like, the incursion thing that Michael Waldron wrote was a great idea, until they just decided, we're going to delete that. We're done with that. Now we're done. It was the same thing as She-Hulk getting rid of the Sokovia Accords from Civil War.
I didn't love She-Hulk.
But it's like,
I didn't love She-Hulk. I'm okay with forgetting She-Hulk.
This is long-term storytelling that they just decide, we're done with that lore now. We're done with this. We're going to do a whole other thing now.
Things change.
These writers are writing things that they couldn't be bothered to give a fuck about. It's the same thing that keeps happening with Star Wars, where it's like with the Acolyte getting fucking canceled. Those idiots, they sat there and said, this isn't gonna piss all over, all the established rules that happened in like the prequels and the original trilogy. This isn't gonna do any of that kind of stuff. It's not gonna fuck around with the Force or anything like that. We're not gonna mess with the Jedi or the Sith. And then all the fans said, bullshit. Everything we're hearing about this show is telling us that you're going to start rewriting history. And they said, no, we're not going to do it. And then they rewrote history. They changed the Wikipedia on it. And then they went, the fans hate this because they're bigots. Like, it's all fucking stupid.
There you go with that again, dude. I don't even care about that. You always bring it back to that. I don't care about that. I do not give a fuck about the culture war stuff, dude. I don't care about the culture war stuff.
You don't care about the culture war stuff, but they're the ones that are fucking doing it. And then every
I
time
don't care. Like I just turn. I don't even. But I don't know that they're doing it. We had this conversation already. I just turn on a movie or a TV show, and I go, "That was good," or I go, "That was bad." And I see like the stuff that they try to write into it. I see the coding. I see what they're doing, and sometimes it's a little heavy-handed. Sometimes I'm okay with it. Sometimes I disagree with it, but I don't let it. It's not gonna fucking. It's not gonna like completely alter the way that I see a movie, dude. When I went into Deadpool, I had to literally like just forget everything you said so I could see it just through my own eyes.
Wait,
And
what?
not through. I don't know. I forgot it all. I literally deleted it. I deleted it from memory. I deleted it from memory.
What culture war stuff did I even bring up about Deadpool and Wolverine?
No, not with Deadpool. No, not with Deadpool. But just all the negative, all the negative stuff.
Oh, the negative stuff about everything you really just said right now, where they're contradicting established lore in this fucking universe. And everyone also goes, Deadpool's a jokey joke character. He's a jokey, funny guy. Do you remember how many times he got pushed to his limits in his first two movies where he actually starts to take things pretty seriously? Deadpool has a limit where he stops being a fucking clown.
I mean, he killed plenty of people in this movie.
Sure, he killed plenty of people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but like just killing people it's like haha, silly, wacky, funny, I guess. Like, like it was still funny when he was killing people on the highway in like the first movie. It was creative, it was funny. But also it's like it doesn't mean that he's not an actual person too that does have like
you're not gonna enjoy things if you keep doing this.
No, Ramie, no,
you're not. It's just
no,
like, I'm trying to be happy. I'm trying to enjoy life, dude. I'm trying to have a good time. You know what I mean?
But you're completely writing off the medium of like all of this where it's like, okay, so am I supposed, because Avengers,
I can forget and suspend certain disbeliefs and little loopholes in writing. I can like turn a blind eye to that stuff and just have a good time.
I'm talking about blatant contradictions to establish how the universe operates. Okay, and also like this is the last thing I'll say about culture war shit because I don't even really want to get into it. If the wind is blowing right now and my windows are closed in my house, and I choose to say, "Oh, I don't know if the wind is blowing," does it mean the wind isn't blowing?
That's got nothing to do with what I said.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Because
that's not art. Because that's not like.
What does that have to do with anything? Because the fact that if the people who are writing these things, Kevin Feige or Michael Waldron or Leslie Headland, or all the people that are making these shows and movies and stuff are still saying, this is why we are making this, and then the thing sucks on its own merits, I don't care what their intent is. If it's bad, if the writing is bad, and I come out there and say the writing is bad because they contradicted all this stuff, and then they turn around and say it's because he must be some kind of istophobe. Well, no, I said
I don't even know what that word means.
An ist or a phobe, Ramie. A race.
Oh, I got you. Oh, okay, all right. Never heard that one before. I never heard that one before.
Yeah. So if they're sitting there saying everybody that hates this is going to hate it because they are some kind of ist or bigot or something like that, and you say, no, I didn't like your show because it was written bad and it contradicted.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I don't know they're calling me that, it can't affect me. And even if I knew that they were saying that about everybody who didn't like something that they put out, Leroy Butler taught me an important lesson working with him on the Big Show all those years. When somebody calls you out of your name, like that's not me. So you're not talking to me. You're not talking about me. If whatever you call me, if that's not what I am, you must not be talking about me. So I'm not going to give you the time or the energy to even respond or react to that in any sort of way. Like that's I know what I am. I know who I am. You don't. And if that's what you're going to call me, you go ahead and think that. And I'm going to go on with my life operating the way that I operate. I don't hate any movie because of the color of the people who made it or the sexual preference of the people who made it or the sexual orientation of the people who made it. And anybody who thinks that, well, they don't know me. And so they must not be talking to me.
No, and it's grade A. It's grade A weapons grade cope is what it is on their part that their stupid Star Wars show
But
didn't.
I'm not involved. They're not talking about me, so I'm not involved. I know
No,
they're not talking about me, so I'm not involved in it.
I'm involved in the people that have been saying that this has been bad for a while, and the things I dislike. Iron Man to Iron Man 2 had a direct cause and effect. And the rules were fairly simple with everything.
Yeah,
but the way that they keep introducing all this cosmic magic and shit, these are things that if you were paying attention to what they've established, and we're on 16 minutes now on this, if there's an established thing that this would rip the fabric of the universe apart because this happened, that's now established rules. And if you just go, nah, fuck that in this one because I don't want to do that, even though the thing I just did would absolutely do that, because I couldn't be bothered to watch the fucking movie that came before it. That's stupid. The TVA is honestly one of the worst things that Marvel has ever done. But that's whatever. We can talk about sports now.
I feel like they got it on track. I was watching that. I feel like they do. I was watching and at the end, I was like, okay, this thing, because while I haven't hated the last chapter or whatever you call it, the last phase, as much as you did, I didn't think it wasn't up to the level that Marvel had the level that Marvel had established. But I think now and I don't know if they'll ever get back to that. They reached pretty high peaks with what they were doing when Marvel was at its best.
This got so bad they were willing to actually admit how bad it got when everything that was coming out was the greatest shit ever.
Oh, yeah, that's what you do. That's marketing. Would you want to put out something and be like, not our best work. Hope you watch it anyways.
Did you know that Rotten Tomatoes changed the way that they verify things?
Why would they know that? I don't care.
But again, Disney was the one that went to them with bags of fucking money and said, don't let them negatively review Captain Marvel. This all started back then.
I don't care.
You didn't like the fucking movie.
It wasn't a good movie.
Well, were you saying that fucking 6 years ago when it came out?
Yes.
Because there have been a lot of things that have been on par with exactly that movie. That have been
No,
bad.
I didn't like Captain Marvel.
Well, I guess you're probably a bigot. You probably hate women. I don't know.
I just didn't think it was a very good movie. All right. You know what it's time for right now, Drew? Football. Oh, it's football season, Drew Flaggy. Are you ready for some football? You guys play on a Friday to start the season. Packers on a Friday against the Eagles from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Right. I'm not a fan.
Why aren't you happy about anything?
I'm not a fan.
It's football season, man.
I'm honestly not a fan of, the season opener not being in, Green Bay or in Philly. They play fucking 17. This isn't like basketball or baseball where they have a billion games where they can go to the Field of Dreams in Iowa and go hit a corn or something like that.
Sure.
Dude, it's football. I get that. I think it should be played here, and especially, you know what I'd be okay with, and this is probably blasphemy for Packers fans. Send them to Sao Paulo, Brazil, in fucking December when it's snowy and shit. Do that
for real. No, you're right. You're right about that. Do they do this? Is this the first time they've done this to start the season in another country? I know they've done the games abroad before, but is this the first time they've kicked off the season abroad? I don't remember this ever happening before.
I mean, it's got to definitely be the first time in Brazil. I don't remember any teams going over there.
And I know it's the first time there's been a Friday week 1 game. That I don't remember ever happening before. That's fucking weird.
That's definitely new. But no, I mean, it's cool. It's just kind of nice. I'm going to go over to a friend's house. They got a nice patio. We're going to watch the game outside on his patio. He's got a fire pit and everything that we're going to go.
You have plans, huh?
That's going to be fun because it's September and it's still going to be kind of nice, but we can put sweatshirts on and we can watch the game. Mm-hmm. And it would be really nice if the fucking Packers were playing in their stadium where it's nice out right now. So
I don't get mad about it, but I also they sell it like it's something that's cool for me at home watching, which is what like 99.995% of the people are doing. Everyone who's not at the stadium is at home wherever they are every week watching football. It's like when I turned on like the late night Sports Center on the 4-letter network, like, they're like, "This is Sports Center from LA." I'm like, I don't give a fuck where it's from, dude. Like, it's from my living room. It still looks just like the Sports Center from Connecticut. It looks just like Sports Center from New York. It doesn't matter where it is. These international games, they're like the NFL live from Brazil. The Bears got a London game this year, which I hate because I got to wake up at like 7 a.m. to see kickoff from London. But like it does nothing for. I don't get mad about it other than having to wake up. But like they act like they're doing something cool for me, the home viewer. It's coming through the same fucking box, and I'm watching it from the same fucking couch with the same fucking snacks. It doesn't matter where the game is from, really.
Wow, it's like the Bears. Just think of how cool it was that the Chicago Bears had to eat beans and toast for breakfast because of fucking. Wow, Caleb Williams, you made it. You made it to the league. And you got to go to England. Beans toast.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. They're having beans with breakfast. That's fucking weird, England.
I know I'm weird. And I don't really like baked beans anyways. Like, I'm not like a baked guy.
I'll eat some baked beans. I'll fuck with some baked beans, but not for breakfast. It's not a breakfast food.
Don't love baked beans. I mean, I don't like mushrooms. I understand that I'm the problem. I get it. Like, that's why I'm not going to yuck people's yum on that shit, but I don't like any of it. But
how you feeling about the Packers season, though? You feeling good about it, the way things ended last year?
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Is there any part of you that wonders, because it wasn't good like the first half of the season, and everybody hated the defense. Jordan Love, everybody thought was going to be and then like week 10, Jordan Love turned into Patrick Mahomes for 9 weeks, and now he's the highest paid quarterback in the league. And everybody, well, not everybody, but I've seen a bunch of people putting the Packers in the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying it was fool's gold. I'm just saying like it's a small sample size of good football for everybody to get as carried away as they seem to be right now with both Jordan Love and the team.
I think it was a good building block, and it was like a nice promising thing when guys started getting healthy, what they can do. And I liked seeing them actually develop some chemistry at like, being fairly young, every one of them. So it's a good little core to have together that, they can actually expand on this year. I mean, there might be a little bit of regression. Obviously, an injury can always do something. It sucks that AJ Dillon's like injured the whole year now, and they had to kind of cut. That sucked. Like I only saw that he got cut because like I had like a long day at work. So like I saw he got cut and I didn't see why. And then like my dad told me later exactly why it was. Like he had like a neck thing, and it was like, oh, okay. So like it wasn't that he was just like terrible all of a sudden, but like that's heartening that he's probably not going to be there the whole year, because I was really excited to have, our 2 running backs now. I thought that was gonna be good, but it's whatever. The Packers always find guys that they can plug in and stuff off their.
And I think Josh Jacobs is going to be real good, dude. I really like that pickup.
Yeah, that was a good pickup. I don't know. I think Love's gonna be fine. I could see a little bit of a sophomore slump if he does, but like I think that he's got a good enough pedigree behind him that he'll be able to pull himself out of it and figure it out. I was never a big LaFleur guy when Rodgers was here. Like I never thought he was a great play caller, but I thought he handled the team really well last year. So there's nothing in me that says like I'm not going to sit here and think that they're going to be a sub 500 team. I could see them.
No, I think you can count on 9 wins at least, right? What did they finish with last year?
Was it 10?
I think it was 10. I'll double check that.
But
I think it was 10.
I mean, just the biggest things for me are, how they were written off last year, going into Thanksgiving, going into Detroit, and we just beat the ever living shit out of them. That was awesome. And then, it's like just playing with house money with, in the playoffs, how well they were. It was one Jordan Love kind of bad pass that ended the season.
Oh, in that playoff game. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. It's a learning experience. Maybe he knows next time you don't got to throw that ball. Should happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there were going to be growing pains. And I think Packers fans, a lot of Packers fans just didn't have the patience for that. And then B, I think some folks thought, oh, the growing pains are over once he got hot, like from week 10 on, and there was still more to go through. There always is more to go through.
I looked at the way that they played last year, where I didn't expect a whole lot out of them, is exactly how I came into the baseball season this year with the Brewers. I didn't expect anything out of this team this year. And now it's like, oh, this is like a nice surprise that they're going to actually maybe we'll win a playoff game for the first time in like what, 8 years. Like that would be nice. So, that can always happen.
Get to the Brewers in just a second, but what, 10 wins, 11 wins? What do you have them at this year?
You know what? Let me be optimistic and go with 11.
Okay. I'm pulling it up right now. They had 9 wins last year.
They had 9? Okay.
So you're saying 11. Okay. All right.
Let me take 10 then.
Okay.
Take 10.
I think that's very level-headed. I think that's very level-headed of you. Do you have Jordan Love in like the MVP discussion, or are we not there yet?
No, probably not.
Right. Wow.
No, he's got. Listen, I think he got a third year. I'm never gonna go with a second year because like I'm big on saying soft lump. So
this is all very reasonable and level-headed by you. There are just some Packers fans who, and actually it's not just Packers fans. I'll say this, because Packers fans are always bitching and complaining. Really, Wisconsin fans in general are always bitching and complaining that like they don't get the love from the national media. A lot of people like the Packers going into this season that I've been reading and watching and listening to. A lot of people like the Packers heading into the season outside the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, the Packers. So that's always been a thing though. Like when you're consistently good, like if you always look up like jersey sales across, like that's like a good barometer, I think, of like how popular your team might actually be. Packer jerseys are always up there. Like there was the thing that they did a few years ago.
Oh no, when I say like them, I mean a lot of people are picking them to go deep and for Jordan Love to have like an all-world season.
But it also goes hand in hand, like where it's like you get the popularity and stuff and like the notoriety of being like a team that's consistently good and stuff. Where it's like, they always had the Cowboys who are, America's team, but based on like jersey sale metrics, they were like the 5th most popular team, and it's like, and that doesn't go from, a lot of it had to do with the Cowboys not being very good for a long time, where it's like more people were tuning in to watch the Patriots and stuff, but like there were more eyes on them too because they were good, but there were more eyes on them because they played well and they delivered and put an entertaining.
I also think, and I kind of hate to say this as a Bears fan, but like it's kind of, the Packers are kind of a cool story. You know what I mean? And like if you're somewhere where you don't have an NFL team in your city or in your state or anywhere nearby, and you're sort of adopting a team, even though like the NFL now has a salary cap and nobody is really outspending anybody like the way that you see in baseball. But like it's still like, oh, this little town up in northern Wisconsin where like nobody really lives. Like the stadium is like in the middle of like all these houses, and like there's a mire down the street. You know what I mean? Like it's not your typical NFL team, NFL market. They don't even have an owner. They're technically owned by the fans, which isn't really a thing. So like it's a cool football story for people to latch on to. Like I said, if you don't have your own football team already.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're like digestible, and also it's like they don't have a whole lot of like turnover on like the roster usually for like, players. So
yeah, and they've had quarterbacks for 30 years.
Yeah. I was 4 the last time we had a bad quarterback.
Things are about to change, Drew. You know why? Do you know why? Because Caleb Williams is coming for you, baby. It starts Sunday. The Caleb Williams era starts Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. He will have 300 yards and 4 touchdowns combined, passing and running. It's going to be a glorious start to a glorious era of football in the greatest city in the United States of America, Chicago, Illinois. It's happening, Drew. It's finally happening for me. Are you happy for me? Are you happy for me that it's finally happening for me? That's the question.
It was happening during
Shut the fuck
Field.
Shut up.
It was Jay Cutler was happening and Mitch Trubisky was happening. And
I never really believed in Mitch. The other two I did. The other two I put my faith and my hopes in.
too, like
I never really believed in Mitch Trubisky. But the other two I put my hopes in.
you had Nick Foles, I think. That was an experiment.
I knew that was nothing. I knew that was just a hot streak.
Dude, I wish we were doing this podcast 5 years ago when that happened and you were like, Nick Foles is the fucking tits, dude. Finally, we got a white guy in the pocket.
Is there any part of you as a Packers fan that like either feels bad or just wants like some competition from the Bears and from the quarterback position, or have you really enjoyed this the last, I don't know, our lifetimes?
I've really enjoyed watching every one of our friends that's a Bears fan talk shit coming into the season and then going over to their houses.
Yeah, but this is different. This is different. This one is different right here, Drew. This is gonna be. He's gonna be something.
I watched Vegas talk shit in his Justin Fields jersey so hard last year, and then just got really quiet halfway through the first game of the season. After
I remember you were posting live. You were posting pictures quarter by quarter of him getting more and more deflated.
I mean, there was a wardrobe change. He had a white jersey on, then a blue jersey on, and then he had to get an orange jersey. Like, I mean, he was going through it. And you know what? God bless that kid's heart, because he did go to Ian's and buy a bunch of pizza for some Packer fans just in the hopes that he could buy our silence. But it didn't happen. Like, because you start putting cheese in some Packers fans, dude. And now
I said this the other day on the Score when I was doing the afternoon show there. I don't want to live in a world where Jordan Love and the Packers win a Super Bowl before Caleb Williams and the Bears. I don't want to live in that world. Like I won't survive that, Drew. As my friend, don't you care about that? That it will kill me. It'll literally kill me. If Jordan Love and the Packers win a Super Bowl before Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears, it will kill me. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
You know what'll keep you alive longer?
What?
If you do no meat Mondays on Tuesday and Wednesday from now on. That's what you should probably.
I think Caleb Williams being a franchise quarterback would be more beneficial to my health than all the meatless Mondays combined.
You could quit cigarettes.
I don't really smoke cigarettes that much.
You only smoke when the Bears don't win a Super Bowl.
They are related. They are tied. But no, I don't smoke that much. I can't do it, dude. I need this to work. I need Caleb Williams and everything that they've put around him. I need it to work, Drew. I can't not have it work. I can't. Yeah. I can't. All right. I just can't.
Dude, you're looping.
I know.
The last time I considered having a cigarette, I was 3 years old, and then we got Brett Favre, and my life's been pretty good. I was like, well, I guess I don't need these anymore.
The Bears are winning 10 games this year. Caleb Williams.
How are they going to win 10 games when they got to play us for 2 of our wins?
Well, I think they'll split with the Packers, but they're winning 10 games this year. Caleb Williams, he's not going to be MVP, but he'll be Rookie of the Year. He will be Rookie of the Year. He'll throw for 3,500 yards, in the 30 touchdown range. Do you realize that the Bears, I know that you know these facts. I'm pretty sure you know these facts, but they've never had a 4,000 yard passer or a quarterback that threw for 30 touchdowns. They're the only team that has either of those things, and they have both. Like every other team has had a quarterback that's done at least one of those things. The Bears are the only team that has a quarterback that hasn't done at least one of those two things.
Well, the Bears, they had a really good chance of doing that if like all of them would just stop throwing at all of the Packers defenders. Like they were well on their way.
I hate you. I want bad things to happen to you. I just told you I would die if this doesn't work, and you don't care. Well, and we're supposed to be friends.
Maybe the Packers won't play defense. Maybe Andrews. has a spot back in the secondary now.
I don't think we should talk during the football season. I think we should take a break.
Yeah, but basketball is going to coincide with all that.
That is true. You know, it's like 4 weeks from training camp, right? I wasn't planning on talking about that, but it's like 4 weeks from NBA training camp.
Oh, fucking cool. Chris Middleton won't be playing next.
What, did he get hurt?
No, he had that ankle surgery again.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Did you see that he was the best man at Giannis's wedding?
Yeah, that rules.
But why not Thanasis? Wouldn't you assume it's Thanasis?
Because Thanasis blew out his Achilles? No, I don't know.
He can't stand for that long?
No, it should have been. I think it should have been Chris Middleton. Wait, so would you have your brother be the best man at your wedding?
Probably. You know why? You know why I would? Honestly, it's just easy. Because otherwise I got to pick a friend. I have one brother. I have one brother. So if I pick my brother, everybody goes, "Oh, he picked his brother." No brainer. That's easy. But if I have to pick, now I got to pick a friend, and like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all the other friends who didn't get picked. They're gonna be like, that guy, that's the guy that he picked. It's gonna. I don't know. I don't want to have to pick a friend to be my best man. I don't want to be put in that position.
I mean, mine would be my cousin Steven, but he's also like, we pal around a lot and shit anyways.
Sure. So, yeah. You guys are buddies.
It's not like default like my brother, but like, I don't know, man. Like Chris Middleton's like directly responsible for helping Giannis win a goddamn championship, and they've been two of the longest tenured Bucks. Like, this is like their franchise.
No, I mean, I think it's cool. I was just surprised. I'm not saying it shouldn't have been Chris. I was just surprised, as tight as Giannis and Thanasis are, that it wasn't Thanasis. That's all.
Yeah, I'm just happy that Giannis didn't go and do something crazy and like start recruiting a team and be like, okay, my wedding party is going to be like LeBron and.
That'd be hilarious if all the groomsmen were just people who he wanted to be Bucks.
It's like USA. Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, it's LeBron, Durant, Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry. Those are all that would be amazing, dude. And then
but no, like, yeah, I saw that Chris Middleton was the best man. That rules. That's cool. Yeah,
it's cool. I'm not saying it's not cool, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been. I was just surprised.
No, not at all.
Did you see the clip of what's his face? Shit, he was on the Bucks, won the championship. You're upset over some stuff that he said later on.
Jeff Teague.
Yeah, Jeff Teague. He was talking about Thanasis and how, remember, he got COVID during the finals, and he wasn't with the team for a few days. He said it really affected Giannis. Like, he was always asking, like, where's TA? Where's TA? How's he doing? What's he doing? He said, like, it had a real impact. Like, he couldn't be away from his brother for as long as he was, and he thought that had a real impact on the series.
No, well, no. Cool. I mean, I never said that Giannis wasn't a family-oriented guy. He clearly is. Like,
no, I'm just saying, like, I was surprised. They're very tight. They're very tight.
He moved his whole family out here. Like, yeah, it's awesome.
All right, we should talk some baseball before we wrap this thing up. I know the Brewers lost tonight. I did not catch the game. You were telling me that they ran into some tough luck in the 12th inning, though. But I know that coming into tonight, Drew, they had the third best record in baseball, the biggest division lead in baseball, and the best run differential in baseball. And that's after, Corbin Burns was traded. Josh Hader was traded in the recent future. Craig Counsell left. Am I missing anything? Christian Yelich is hurt. Like, it doesn't matter, seemingly. Now we'll see if it carries into October. Brewers fans have had plenty of seasons in recent memory where it looked good through September, and then they hit a wall come October. But man, I don't know that anybody could have predicted it going. I was one of the more optimistic people talking about this Brewers team and saying they would be in the hunt for the division along with the Cubs and could win, somewhere in the 85 to 90 ball game range. They're going to outdo even that. Nobody saw this coming. And especially if I told you, like, the bumps in the road along the way of losing Christian Yelich and the other injuries that they've had, no way in hell anybody could have seen this coming.
I was texting one of our friends earlier today and just, holy shit, Jackson Chourio. Like, just holy shit with what he's doing.
Yeah.
That dude is insane. And
That's
like,
good.
again, I'll keep saying rookie season. We'll see what he can do next year when there's more of a book on him. But like, I don't know, man. Like some of these guys, you're like, all right, rookie year, Fernando Tatis, like whatever, he might be whatever. Or Vlad Guerrero Jr., all right, he might be whatever. And it's like, I don't know, maybe all these fuckers just can all hit now. Like every single guy that they trot out there can just hit the ball wherever, whenever. I mean, Willie Adames has been incredible. I was a big Willie Adames hater coming into the year.
You are.
I was kind of but like the fact that like William Contreras and Willie Adames have played every game this year is insane. Bryce Terang stole 40 bases based on how he played, based on how he hit last year. I didn't even know he was gonna be on base 40 times this year. Joey Ortiz, when we got Joey Ortiz, when we were talking about the trade, and I was like a glove first shortstop, and I was kind of poo-pooing that. Yeah, well, he's hit his 10th home run of the year tonight, and he's still
is in the rookie of the year discussion.
I mean, there's a 0% chance that anybody not named Paul Skeens wins it from the National League.
No, I'm just saying he's in the discussion.
But I mean, but like even if Joey Ortiz is in the discussion, Jackson Churrio's in the discussion.
Jackson Churrio's in the discussion for sure.
Churrio is like hands down, honestly, and this will be my fucking sales pitch. It shouldn't be a shock to literally anybody listening to why I would say this. Paul Skeens is a pitcher, and he is playing on a bad team. There is he's putting up great numbers. He's really impressive. Strikeout numbers are crazy. But Jackson Churrio is a middle of the lineup or top of the lineup hitter for the Brewers. He's led all of like Major League Baseball in like hits and slugging since like the All-Star break, which is insane. He had one bad month, which was May. He was all right in April, but then since May, he's been incredible. He's only getting better as the season's getting longer. Like dude, it's fascinating watching a guy who's 20 do what he's doing right now.
Yeah. He's amazing, dude. Every time I turn on a Brewers game, they're like Jackson Churrio is the youngest player to fill in the blank. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, he's the youngest player to do X, Y, and Z.
He just did something last night that they were like, only Lou Gehrig did that.
Yeah.
That's like crazy. And it's like, I understand it's like, oh, it's cool. Like you can always dig up a stat that like, Babe Ruth did this one thing and only one other guy named Shohei Ohtani did it or whatever. Like, that's fine. Right. You can always find a goofy stat like that. But, like, dude, it's nuts watching. Like, it's, last year I kind of, like, watched the Brewers. I'm like, all right, it's like, I don't think this is a team that can make any waves. I'm literally, like, intently watching everything that they're doing between Adames and Churrio and Contreras. Mm-hmm. They're all awesome. Like it's really
no, dude. They could make some noise. They could definitely make some noise. It's a team that can score runs. They don't have like the names as far as the starting pitching, but they get the job done. Their ERA is not that bad when you look at starting pitching. They've been in the top 10, I think, most of the season. I don't know exactly where they sit right now. The bullpen is lights out for the most part. Like. There aren't a lot of facets of that team that you really have a lot of question marks about.
No, I mean, especially defensively, like that's the big thing where it's like Churrio might be our weakest defender out there, which I'm okay with.
Mm-hmm.
Like between like you got Blake Perkins, who I think he's tied the major league record right now for most home runs robbed in a season, which is nuts.
Like, dude, the Cubs, and I'm not saying I wasn't looking at the division race, haven't been for a while, but the Cubs went 18-8 in August, and I think they had the best record in baseball, and I think they gained a game and a half on the Brewers going 18-8 in a month. Like that's if it was a race and that happened, like I'd be banging my head against a wall if we went 18-8 and couldn't really gain any ground on a baseball team over the course of a month. It's insane the pace that they've played with consistently throughout the season.
I like right now the Brewers are just a team where when I'm watching them, I'm like, we might be down by 2 runs going into like the 7th inning, and it's like that's getting into late bullpen guys and stuff, like your setup dudes and stuff. Mm-hmm. And still never like, I don't know. I think we still can win this one. And a lot of the times they do. And a lot of times it's Willie Adames, who I shit on pretty hard coming into the season. And now, again, he tied the game tonight, in the, the 11th inning. He had you got to watch that double that he hit off of their closer, Helsley.
Mm-hmm.
but like he hit it, and their center fielder Ciani caught the ball and then rolled it over his wrist, and the ball popped out behind him. So it was like a catch, but he dropped it. Didn't finish the play. Willie Adames gets an RBI double out of it. No big deal. Just off of a dude throwing just 101-mile-an-hour gas. Just it's just Willie Adames being clutch as hell, and then the wheels fell off in the next inning. But that'll happen. It's fine.
Real quick before we wrap this up, and we do need to wrap it up. I mentioned the Cubs. They made a huge push in the wild card in August. They're just 4.5 out now from the last spot, but they've lost the last two in not in Pittsburgh, against Pittsburgh at Wrigley Field. I don't know, man. They dug a deep hole for themselves, and honestly, they did the same thing last year in terms of having like a bad first half and then turning things on in the second half. And that front office decided not to change a lot because of that. They're like, hey, we found something here. Let's add Craig Counsell, and maybe that gets us a few more wins. And it has. They're going to finish, I think, with more wins than they did last year with largely the same roster. But I just don't know, especially if like they don't sneak into the playoffs and don't make like some kind of run in the playoffs or show you something in the playoffs. I don't know how you approach that if you're that front office, because now you've done the Jekyll and Hyde thing for 2 years in a row, and I don't know how much stock you put in the good half versus the bad half or vice versa, and how that affects whatever offseason decisions you end up making.
The Cubs could potentially do something just to piss off more Brewers fans.
Which is what?
Just sign Willie Adames.
But they have so much money at shortstop already with Dansby Swanson. And I'm not saying
the Brewers the Brewers had 5 shortstops in the infield the other day.
Yeah, that is true.
Or whatever,
I'd rather have Juan Soto.
Okay.
That's the guy, Drew.
Do you think spending money is the thing the Cubs need to do instead of just developing talent?
Both.
I think organizational excellence is what they should strive for.
No, dude. I mean, the Brewers, hands down, have shown to be the better organization over the last, I would say, 5-6 years. That they've shown themselves to be the better organization. And if there's no better indicator of that than one of the guys who people thought maybe was like one of the brains behind the whole thing and one of the architects behind the whole thing, and Craig Counsell going from the Brewers to the Cubs and them not missing a beat and still being 2 steps ahead of the Cubs this season. Like that, if you weren't sure before this year, you should be pretty sure now. That's a damn good organization in terms of finding and developing talent throughout the organization.
And just also picking up guys who do fit, like picking up Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah. I still say it would be really fun if the Cubs can sneak in and we got a Cubs Brewers series with the whole Craig Counsell storyline. I'm just thinking about what's fun. That's all I'm thinking about, Drew. That's all I want to see.
I guess that would be fun, but I don't think they're gonna. I don't think your team's gonna sneak it.
We'll see. We shall see.
They're gonna have another 18-8 month.
I said yesterday on the score they could go 18-8 and still not make the playoffs the way that the Braves and the Mets are playing right now.
Yeah.
And that makes it even more difficult to decide what they're going to do in the offseason.
Oh, I saw a thing that like everybody on because the Red Sox just completely collapsed. I saw that they were like really upset. Like that I saw somebody posting something and like Buster Olney retweeted it where it was like that, like it just has like funeral vibes in like the Red Sox.
Somebody told me it felt like a funeral earlier in the season when they went into the Cubs clubhouse. And I did feel like vibes were off there, but apparently they're better now. And I don't know what changed. I don't know. Yeah, winning will do that, but I don't know. I did think that there still might be a lack of pizzazz on that Cubs roster, which I think you need. You need somebody with a little color on that roster. I don't mean racially. I mean like just somebody whose personality has a little bit of color is all I mean in the clubhouse and out on the field.
Speaking of stuff like that, like coming into the basketball season, did you see that like a couple like analysts have actually started being like, a lot of people are really not talking about the Bucks right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, this is possibly going to be a massive mistake that like they're just getting completely written off.
Oh, you know who said that to me? I hope. He won't find out. This won't get to him. Because this was a discussion we had off the air. Chuck Swirsky, the voice of the Chicago Bulls, he was hosting the show after me on the Score the other day. He knows I'm a Milwaukee guy, so he was saying we were talking about the Bucks during a break, and he was like, a lot of people have them as fourth in the conference, and honestly, I think that might be a good thing if they fly under the radar a little bit, and people don't have high expectations for them.
Yeah. Well, keep not speaking about them, and it's gonna be a really funny season.
I have a good feeling about the Bucks this season. I know I say that a lot.
Celtics are still gonna be the 1 seed, but
all right, sure. This has been almost an hour. Any final words on the live episode 66 of Ramie and Drew?
Yeah, I think my laundry's done drying right now.
Oh, nice. I got some in the dryer also. Towels. I got towels in there.
Oh, I did towels over the weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wash your towels, people. A lot of you got some funky ass towels out there. Dude. Wash your fucking towels, people.
Dude, XQC, like he's a streamer. He got an ear infection because his towel was moldy and he dried himself. He's a French Canadian guy. He's the guy that I showed you the thing in the sound booth over the weekend. The jam.
No, I don't even care about these people, dude. I don't know why anybody cares about these people. That's the fucking foul. That is fucking. Wash your fucking towels, dude, people.
You know what? Even if you hang your towel up when it's wet, it'll air dry. You should still wash it. Like
yes,
still be washing it.
Yes, you should be doing both of those things.
Yes, but so it's like, I mean, like I'll use the same towel like twice before I wash it. Like that's it. I got enough towels. I'm not in a towel shortage here, but I think it's acceptable to have 2 towels.
Oh, I'm a 2 towel guy. Yeah.
Like
I got a towel for the waist up and a towel for the waist down.
Yeah, I got 2 towels, and then you multiply that out through the rest of the week. I got like 10 towels at my house.
I got friends who like they're like, what? That's great. I'm not drying my face with the same towel I dry my ass with. That ain't happening.
No. You dry
and they're always like, but you just got out of the shower. You should be clean, dude. I don't care. No. I don't care how long you shower. Your face is cleaner than your asshole at any given time.
Yes.
At any given time. It should be, at least. It better be.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't listen. I don't trust.
On that note.
But no, this dude, he got an ear infection because he would just like throw his towel on the ground and it got mold. Like
that's disgusting, dude. That's a foul human being.
He had to wear his like headphones like cocked off to the side because his ear hurt so bad from getting floor gunk in his. That millions of dollars.
All right. Well, you made me both grossed out and feel awful about my place in life and the world that we live in. Drew, what a great way to end the show.
Yeah, I like to end it with a little bit of nihilism, a little black village.
That's Drew Flaggy. I'm Ramie Makloff. This is Ramie and Drew. Follow us, like us, subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend. YouTube, Spotify, Apple. We still can't stream live on Twitter because they will not get my $8. That is not happening. I earned the blue check mark the old-fashioned way. I earned that shit. They took it from me, and they will not get my $8 over there at Twitter.
Are we gonna do still Twitter. Like, how are we gonna monetize this? We're gonna get on OnlyFans.
We should get on OnlyFans. We'll do the show shirtless.
Are we going to do towel streams?
We'll be in towels next time. Tune into episode 67 of Ramie and Drew. We'll be just in towels.
Great.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and now OnlyFans. We appreciate your support. Like I said, please tell a friend. And we will talk to you next time.